Jay here, and I am on the Juggernaut character. This is a attempt to remake this character, the AFK Juggernaut, and I am just starting wave 30 in Simulacrum, as you can see, right? The purpose of this character. So if you follow me, you already know that I am playing a Pathfinder version, which I invested like more than 2 mirrors in it. But this character is to address some complaint about the budget and the performance of the Pathfinder in the lower investment version. And so I tried to make the Juggernaut. And yeah, the main purpose is to make this in a budget. And I want to keep the budget as tight as possible. It is so tight that it is reminding me of your mama last night. Yeah, it's that tight. And the budget is going to be 22 divines. As you can see, I have all the prices breakdown over here for all the gear that I have purchased. If you want to look at it, you can just pause it and take a look. But here is the performance. Here is the skill tree. Keep in mind that this is just the cheapest glorious vanity jewel that I can have from the market with Sibaqua. I bought it for 40 seed. You just need the keystone. You don't need to care about any of the other notes here. It's lucky that I have like life here, but it's not that important, right? If you don't have that, it will not be, build breaking or anything like that. Let me just just stay here. This is wave 30. I have made quite some changes for the build during the stream today. So the basic stuff I would say is Tyrannus Pact for fire damage. This is a new addition to the build, which cost me 4 divine somewhere in here. There's 4 divine. I also 6-linked the chest, which I bought for 50C, but then I 6-linked it, cost 2 divine, so I'm not sure how much it's costing right now, to be honest. If it's not 6-linked, you should 6-link yourself, right? You see the cost is much easier, much cheaper. I would highly recommend you to try and get the reduced extra damage from crit. Highly recommend. The reason why is it is the #1 thing that can actually one-shot your character, and you can only have like 60% reduced extra crit from the skill tree with this mastery, and then this node, Sanctum of Thought. So you will need to find it somewhere else, and the most obvious source is the reduced extra damage from crit, right? So the changes from last league I am using a Brass Dome. Brass Dome is still fine. If you want to use Brass Dome, go for it. But I am trying something new here, which is Divine Flesh plus the 4th Vows. Again, I am trying it because I saw it was cheap. If it becomes expensive, then it is what it is, right? There's no way I can do anything about that. If you see it becomes expensive, just drop the Cluster Jewel. Just drop the Timeless Jewel. Just slap in the Brass Dome and call it a day. If you slap in the Brass Dome, probably you want, I would say, like Supreme Ostentation here, just the keystone. You don't need anything else, and then you can tattoo your whole tree. Actually, you can tattoo everything that you have in the tree here. For example, you can make all of this like regeneration, resistances or something, because this build actually is starved of resistances. And you don't need to care about any attribute. You can instead take like this strength node, except instead of the dexterity. Dexterity here is just to have enough dexterity to wear all the gems. If you have this strength node, you can tattoo them into 25 life per node, basically. So that is some extra life. That is like 100% life, 100 flat life for 2 tattoo. 2 nodes, not too expensive. And so yeah, the thing that the mastery that I'm getting is Elemental Mastery here, Recoup Mastery here, Flat Life Mastery, Reduce Crit. This one is Fist taken as Chaos, And yeah, this one is exposure for some extra resistance to shred. This one is maximum resistant if every armor piece I'm wearing is with armor. And yeah, that is everything. This jewel over here is a natural instinct. Don't worry about this freaking shit. It's just 5% damage and you can survive without it. Yeah, it's like 1 divine. Let's just say it's 1 divine. And this one. Well, you don't need this, obviously. No. The thing is, this one is 4 divine, actually. The Wicked POE trait cannot show the actual price of a specific Perandus pack because this cannot filter the passive skill grant bonus. But the fire damage version here is 4 divine. I just added it. I think it's worth it because, as you can see here, just these two right here, just from the passive that are unallocated in this area, it's giving me 126% fire damage. And of course, I still have 6% damage on every single node that I allocated here as well, right? 666, 1, 2, there are a lot of them, right? A lot of them. So it is very efficient. It is very good for increased damage. And yeah, that is basically the build. If you want a budget, a much more budget version to AFK the Simulacrum, this is probably the build for you. I will leave a POV of this current character in the description. So yeah, I explained the gear a little bit. Annihilating Light, this is the most damage you can have from an item in the game. Triple damage with elemental skill. We are using Detonate Dead of Chain Reaction, which is a fire skill, so we have triple damage. We scale that further with, of course, the elemental overload because we cannot have, you know, high crit. We cannot afford high crit in a tanky build. So this is the way to go. 40% more damage because it hits so many times. Eventually it will crit, and then after it crit, in the next 8 seconds, you will have 40% more damage. That is very good, right? And it's linked to Kismet Stun, of course, Elemental Focus, Life Tap, Awakened 5-Hand, and Connect Concentrated Effect. The cast when stun, I want to stress the importance of getting a quality cast when stun because the quality is extra chance to trigger. If you don't have quality on this, you will feel the differences, right? And the quality is necessary on 2 things. The first thing is the cast when stun on Detonate Dead. The second thing is the cast when stun on Desecrate. Desecrate, you need it level 20. No need level 21. It's already level 100 corpses. It cannot get any better than that. Desecrate is linked to cast when stun and Spell Cascade per usual of this build. If you already followed this build, you know that this is gonna increase the amount of corpses that Desecrate can cast for each single cast, basically. I 6-linked this chest earlier so I can put in 2 additional links, which is Purified Flame and Combustion. So I have like 10% increase, 10% less resistances on the enemy, and plus this node over here, so it is 15%. So it's 15% reduced enemies elemental resistance, which is pretty nice. Life Tap, so we can cast everything because we cannot sustain the mana for this build in any way, and I want to reserve both my all my mana for Purity of Element and Determination. I skill armor a lot, and I also need more resistances, as the Annihilating Light is taking away 61% of all of my elemental resistances in this case, and it's a less multiplier to your elemental resistances, by the way. It's not just a flat reduce, it is a less multiplier, which is super painful. Yeah, of course, Defiance of Destiny. I bought this one earlier for 1.5 divine. Let's just say you buy 2 divine, right? Ring life resistant. Any rare piece of gear here is just life and resistances. As much life and resistances as possible, including some chaos resistant. Chaos resistant, luckily, it is not, you know, it is not lessened by the Annihilating Light, but yeah, so it's quite easy to cap chaos resistant. Actually, I am not capping all the resistances right now because I am standing still without fighting. But just so you know, when we are fighting, we always have maximum endurance charges, which is giving extra chaos resistance from here. And also our flash uptime is 100% as well, especially in Simulacrum, where we always get hit. Of course, you can improve the build if you for example, get a Mage Blood over here. That will significantly improve the effect of these flasks. You can reach, I think, easily 100,000 armor, which will make this character even tankier, because 4th Vow, armor applied to chaos damage taken from hits, and of course the Unbreakable here, armor, a part of it, a small part of it, also applied to fire, cold, and lightning. And so if you have 1,000 armor, 100,000 armor, that means 8,000 armor is applying to fire, cold, and lightning resistances. Lightning hit, I mean, not resistant. So that is a very, very, very nice layer of mitigation. Yeah. So yeah, rare gear, Valerium for being able to stun. It combo with this one makes our energy shield 0, and so we always get stunned by any hit. Without this point, we have like over 400, which is okay in the Simulacrum, but I want to just have more consistent cast, because 400 I think is a little bit too much, and there's no way to avoid it because we are using the 4th Vow, which is a armor and energy shield based chest. So yeah. Is there anything else? Everything here is rare gear, rare gear, rare gear, rare gear. The thing that I'm looking for are just, I search for life and resistances, and the maximum budget is 120 chaos, which is a divine. So every piece of gear here, the actual cost is in here, but they are all under 120 chaos, which is under a divine for a piece. Because right now, if you want like suppression on it, for example, it will be much more expensive, but life resistant gear is actually very cheap right now. So yeah, it is very easy to buy. I think this one is extra nice. It does not have like that much life on the life roll because it is crafted, but it has like it has like almost 1,000. Oh, I didn't even quality. Oh man, I didn't even quality these. Okay, 1 second. If I want to, I can catalyst this one as well. Either resistant or maybe the defense catalyst, because I have a tier 1 armor roll. So that'll be very good. Hey. So is there anything else that it's worth mentioning in this video? I think everything else you can just easily follow with the POE. I will leave the POE in the link in the description. And so, yeah, that's it. If you have any question on this build, feel free to ask, and see you in the next video. So, yeah, peace. This is a very budget again.